Martin Va, Schiehallion is the Vatin, and I am at the car park for Schiehallion, which is one of the most famous of the Munros. I think Munros are hills in Scotland that are over 3,000 feet. I have driven through the fog and the rain and everything to get here, and yeah, it is quite cloudy. So yeah, Schiehallion is probably the most famous of the Munros, and it's got an interesting history even in the modern era. It's where the mass of the Earth was calculated at some point, the 1700s, I think, and also it's where Charles Hutton invented the concept of contour lines on maps and stuff as well. From the last video that I did, which was West Lomond and Bishop Hill in Fife, so now I'm in. I think we're technically still in Perthshire. I don't think we're going to be able to see West Lomond from here, from the top, unless it clears up. I was expecting there'd be some cars in the car park, but so far it looks like I'm the only person. But that's good. That's good for I like walking when there's not very many other people going around, and hopefully that'll be will make for a more scenic video, assuming we can see anything. Now, come 11 o'clock, which is 4 hours away, it's meant to clear up. And if the guide is anything to go by, it takes about 2 hours to walk to the summit and 2 hours to walk back down. You just walk there and back in a straight line, meaning that it will be sunny by the time I get back down. So I might just wait up on the top for a while. Depends what the views are like and how tired I am, since I got up at like 5 to get here. Just a couple of things before we start then. If you like these kinds of videos, feel free to support the channel in any way you can if you like. There are links down below to ways of doing that. Popping some money into my coffee account would be very nice. That helps towards petrol and things, since it's pretty expensive at the moment. So yeah, if you could do that, that'd be great. It'll encourage me to do some more of these videos. Otherwise, I'm just gonna have to go round places that are just down the road for me, you know. So yeah, the car park, you do have to pay to park here. It's £3 for a car. It's £10 for anything with more than 7 seats. Just as well my car only has 7 seats. So that's the start of it anyway. And now I've got to find out where on earth it is that I'm going. So let's have a wee look around. So I think that's where we're going. I'm expecting intermittent rain. So just left the car park. There is a very unclear sign about the walks nearby. Also, there are toilet facilities at the car park, which is quite nice. So here we go, and it's quite still here, so I'm probably going to get bitten by midges. That's the thing about coming to Scotland. There is a big sign here, some information about John Muir Trust and all that kind of thing. Yeah, so good start. So Schiehallion means fairy hill of the Caledonians. So She or Shia is the fairies from Gaelic folklore, and Hallion for, I suppose, Caledonians, which comes from Latin, I think. Can't remember. Anyway, onward. Don't know how well this will film, but it's quite a good one. Seeing this sort of depression and these hollows. It's not the easiest to see on the camera, I don't think. That one's probably the clearest one. Apparently prehistoric carvings into this stone. But no one knows what for. Anyway, not going much further up. Apparently there's a 200-year-old sheep fank further up, so let's go and have a look. And the wind's picked up slightly because I'm slightly higher up, which is fine for keeping midges and flies at bay. Well, here's our sheep fank. It's like an enclosure. So, just gone through a gate, electric fence. We've gone from very good gravel path to, well, it still looks like it's going to be a good path, but a little bit harder going. Been walking about 45 minutes or so. I think that's Loch Tay over there. And yeah, this big cloud is just rolling down that hill. But it's probably not going to look very good on camera, but even though it's cloudy, it's still quite breathtaking. It's so quiet. Now, there are a few false summits on Schiehallion. I don't think I've reached one yet. But yeah. Looks rather nice looking back where we came. If I turn round though, that's not even the summit. That could be the first false summit. Don't know. Let's find out. Okay, I'm an hour in. This must be a false summit. Surely it takes longer than an hour to get up. It says 2 hours. Allow 2 hours to get up and back down. Well, 2 hours up, 2 hours down. And I appreciate that that's probably conservative for different abilities and stuff. Whew. So I'm assuming this is a false summit. Tell you what, it's just like climbing steps, and that's what's knackering. The bits that are kind of like this, fine, I can go for hours like this, but bits that are like steps, like this, that's what does it. That'd be a false summit then. Perhaps that's the real one. There's a few signs telling people to follow the path through the rocks to help reduce erosion. I read that, yeah, basically you get, I assume, to this kind of plateau, and then people were just walking through whatever route. So to reduce erosion, they've kind of made a rocky path, a rocky mountain way, if you will. So yeah, cairns are kind of just piles of rock that are man-made. We can add our own. First time I've actually done this. And there we go. There's our rock. There are a few spots of rain now. It wasn't long before I had to take my jacket off, it was just too hot. However, the wind is pretty brisk. It's coming from the west. I think we're looking north now. Say we're not at the summit yet, but that's sort of roughly where we came from, down there. But I'm going to keep going because I'm going to get cold very quickly. I daren't. after climbing over what was essentially a boulder field. That's not the summit, that's the summit. Another false one. Scotland. Like I just said, Scotland. So this is officially it. This is the cairn at the top of Schiehallion. As you can see behind me, it's quite cloudy, at least in that direction. Let's look forward. I think north. So I'm gonna have a snack now. Yeah, that took 2 hours, pretty much bang on 2 hours. The last bit was quite treacherous. I didn't do very much filming there because it's just boulders, some of which are quite wobbly, some of which are quite slippy as well. It's obviously rained here quite recently. It's a little bit damp at the very top. Also, I'm in amongst the clouds, so it's obviously going to be a bit damp. But yeah, just look the other way. No wonder many people just fall to their deaths. When I got to the top here, you couldn't see through that at all. And it just looked like the abyss. The only time I remember to bring my binoculars as well. Can't see a damn thing. I also had a notion, as I was walking up the hill, I thought, oh, wouldn't it be a good idea if the hills that I decide to do, instead of just doing them kind of at random like I've been doing, is what if I only choose ones that I can see? As in, I started with Largo Law, I could see the Lomans from there, went to the Lomans, could see Schiehallion from there, went to Schiehallion. That's fine if you can see anything. Can't see very much, to be honest. Now, the other thing you have to bear in mind is that the notion of the Highlands being this beautiful, romantic landscape is a fairly modern phenomena, basically since Walter Scott romanticised the place. For good or for ill. But yeah, up until sort of the 1820s, especially the Victorian times, it was actually seen as a barren wasteland. Why would anyone want to come here? It rains all the time. It's all brown, it's all grey, interspersed with green. And I get that. But something about the remoteness is part of its appeal to me. Anyway, it does seem to be clearing up over this way a bit. So I'd be interested to know what those hills are. I think that's Loch, from which this peak looks like a cone. From the Lomans it looks like a point. And it looks like there are other people coming up. So I timed this pretty well. Anyway, I'm getting cold now, so I'm going to head down. And this is the ankle breaking bit. Coming up's fine. Going back down, yeah, cockany. The mist is properly coming in. That's the only bit I can see. The camera's not even focusing because it doesn't know what to focus in on the ground. There we go. So that bit of hill is the only thing I can see. The mist has properly come in. I can barely see in front of me. Visibility is maybe 30 feet at the most, which makes it quite difficult to see the path, because sometimes there's not even a proper path. But yeah, I can understand why that would be disappointing for a lot of people. Obviously, if you're here on holiday or something like that and you want to get good views, and then you come up and it's like this, disappointing. I get that. However, it doesn't really disappoint me because I know I can pretty much come whenever. And it's all part of the experience. However, you know, if you are coming on holiday, this is the kind of thing that you need to be aware of. The weather can change very, very quickly. It can be very dangerous. So just be prepared, and probably don't go alone. Don't do what I do. That's where I've been. Well, back in the car, the sun came out briefly. It's very warm and stuffy, mostly because obviously I've been exerting myself. Coming down was pretty tough going, in terms of sliding on rocks and just generally knees, all that kind of thing. This is me signing off, and thank you very much for watching. And like, share, subscribe, all that sort of thing. If you can donate, then feel free. Every little helps, as they say. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Ci rinjasta.